Yeah, if you're wanting like something like more like custom, like a corner tank or something in the future, if I'm up this way for a upcoming show, it would definitely be something that I could like do a commission on. Take like a deposit. I have a commission right now I'm doing for a lady. She's getting a big 18 by 18 by 24 with little water feature and stuff in it. How we doing, folks? Just going live. We build this 12 by 12 by 18 or 12 by 12 by 18 Exoterra. If you didn't know, well, this is awkward angle. These doors come off real easily. Just kind of lift up a little bit. That way the people out there can kind of see me a little better. All right. So for a bioactive setup, we have what is a layered system, just like we have in nature. Um, you have your limestone that's down in the ground and where all of our water soaks down into the aquifers and stuff that heats the water. You're going to kind of create the similar effect in a terrarium by having a drainage layer. On top of your drainage layer, you have some sort of screen to separate the substrate from falling through. Go ahead and get started. Usually I'd recommend rinsing these off. This is Leica clay balls. Unfortunately, at the show I'm a little limited on what I have access to. But I'd rinse them off and give them a little soak even for a little bit. They hydrate really nicely. And if you all have any questions, please feel free to ask. On top of that, we do our screen mesh. This is stop the substrate from falling through into our drainage layer. We usually want it to kind of be up on the edges a little bit. It's definitely extra is better than not enough. I could fiddle with it all day until I OCD'd myself to death. Top of that, we're going to put charcoal. Charcoal is great for keeping the terrarium fresh. It helps keep the air fresh, helps filter the water as the water filters up and down through the water cycle we're creating in the terrarium. It's also a great source for nutrients for plants. If you're a gardener, put charcoal in your garden. I think the gardening term today is biochar, just charcoal. Top of that, we do our substrate. For me, I like to keep it separated in a bag like this because I think it makes it look fancy. But for everybody else, you get it in there, mix it up real good. So I'm going to take some of the sphagnum, put it aside for a little bit extra later. some of the charcoal mixes in with it, it's okay. Some people actually like to have their charcoal in their substrate. I just like to make it layered. And for aesthetic purposes, to help give your terrarium a little more of a flow, you usually want to try and slope your dirt towards the back. Just help give a better visual appeal. And you can kind of slope it more to one side a little bit. Just kind of lightly packing it in. Top of that, we're going to do some leaf litter. Any leaf litter will do. It's all your preference, what you have available to you. Usually you want something that's like a hardwood. Crumple up some of them. You can get a little bit into the substrate. Give some crevices for your cleanup crew to get in, hide, and feed. So that is just the styrofoam insert that all these tanks come with. It's nothing special. Whenever you go buy an Exoterra, it comes with one of those foam inserts. I should have added my earbud in. I think maybe you guys can hear me a little better now. Hopefully. All right. So from here, we usually would go and start doing our hardscape. Get that out of the way, get the bulky items out of the way. It makes it hard to put them in when you've got the little stuff in. For this one, we just got a piece of cork, a piece of dragonwood. I think we're actually going to take this cork and kind of design it a little bit. Break it open some and give it our own aesthetic look. Now it's got a little more going on to it. Got the guts cleaned out of it too. There's a little more room for your critter to get in and out. When you're doing your hardscape, you want to move stuff around, do different times so you really are happy with how you have it all set up. Vision in your head what you want it to look like. It's looking pretty good like that. Wind is already kind of flowing into the background a little bit there. So it'll blend really well. Fits into the cork here good. So let's go ahead and kind of smush our cork in a little bit. Get it set in as snug as we can. Pack some dirt around it. We'll do the same thing with the stick, the dragonwood. Kind of push everything in. And then you can even push some of it into the foam background. And that'll help secure it a little. So all these Exoterras, they come with a little foam insert. It works well. Something I can do for you? Yeah, it's great. It's what I use for all my isopods. Sounds good. Yeah, just mix it all together. I like to separate it like that because I think it looks fancy in the bag. And then, yeah, you can even hydrate it up a little bit. Well isopods usually I'm in a setup like this. You're shooting for a dry, wet gradient. So for something like this, most isopods about 25% wet, 75% dry. Thank you. All right. Got a little bit of crowd, folks. We are live streaming. All right. Trying to get this wedged in there just right. It's like this little crevice that it would fit great. We'll do that further. What do we think? Pink or black and white? Pink marble or black and white marble? What do y'all think? The pink? The pink? We'll use some little stones. Pack it in here in the void that we've made with the getting stick in. That'll help get it pushed to where it needs to be. That'll also give a little crevice area for the isopods to be, give them a place to hide. All right, probably enough. This is more for aesthetic and, like I said, to help keep the lid in. Usually, if I was doing a little more long-term setup, I would have it all spray foamed in. But again, we're limited with time here at the show. So next step, I think we'll get some plants in. I wish I had my other vines here. Perfect for this. Some around here too. Yeah, like that there, huh? Unfortunately, Chad, I'm not gonna really be able to focus too much on the chat. I'm trying to also deal with customers here, so I just kind of gotta deal with the terrarium. And then what we'll do is, now that we've got these here, we've kind of got it stuck a little bit. We'll get in here and get some of the dirt. I'll kind of get some of that in there. Wiggle it in the voids a little bit. We'll help pack it all in real nice. That's looking good. What we're also going to do is we're struggling to get that little guy in there enough. Let's break it up. Maybe. There we go. There we go. That fits a little better now. No need to commit to the piece of wood you buy. Just make it to how you need to make it. All right. Plant time. See if we got something. Just picked up some plants from a couple of the other vendors here at the show this morning before everybody was able to come inside. Usually like to stick your bigger stuff in the back. Well, it's what will look most aesthetically pleasing. Make yourself a little void, just like you're planting any plant. Pack your substrate around it. So long as you don't have any critter that plans on burrowing or anything, that plant will root in just fine without any problem. If you plan to do something a little more complex in your setup that's going to be digging around, you should probably make sure you let your plants root in. Any sort of big snakes or anything that might uproot stuff, you should probably let your plants root in for about a month before you add your critter. I haven't really decided how I'm putting these plants in. I'm just figuring it out as I go. Usually recommend trying to get as much as the previous dirt or whatever substrate the plant had on it before you add it, especially if there's like perlite or fertilizer or anything in there. Want to make sure you get all that off. Right. Not really super familiar with plants like I am isopods and other things, so I don't know the names of all these guys. have this guy try to eventually crawl its way up that way, maybe. That way, maybe. It's a little close to the front, huh? Maybe that way. Well, last two little plugs. Pick these up from Alex over at Frog Daddy. These guys will cover the floor really well. Very, very good floor covering. Put one on either end. I'll eventually start covering the floor. Definitely gonna have a mess to clean up. That's okay. It's not fun unless you're playing in the dirt. All right. Got some moss in there. A little bit of live moss. Usually with this moss, I recommend snipping it a bit. Every time you take scissors and injure it, moss in a fashion that way, and cut it, it tells itself it needs repair and starts growing a little faster. Moss, however, is super slow growing and takes a really high humidity to get it growing well. Definitely recommend when you place your moss, put it around a lot of different little areas. Some of them may take off, some of them may not. This is all harvested moss. You get it from a guy. You actually get it from my neighborhood, kind of. My neck of the woods, anyways. The super way to grow moss is to actually take it and you put it in a blender and you blend it up to like a puree, and then you would add buttermilk or yogurt to it, and the enzymes in the buttermilk or yogurt would help the moss spores sporadically spore up, and then you would just kind of paint the paste on whatever you wanted to grow on. I personally have never done that. I've seen it. Looks like it's pretty cool. I just have way too many other things going on. All right. So I'm just kind of starting to stuff moss in there now. We'll go back in. We'll add a few more stones to help emphasize what we already had done. Covered up a lot of them. I have a couple right here in the front will be good, huh? Alright. Now we'll get some botanicals, some random stuff. So we got lotus pod, magnolia seed pod, and various other seed pods to add to the setup. For me, they fall randomly, so I try not to be super picky about how I place all these little stuff. That's how they fall in the wild, just randomly, so that's how I'm going to put them. That back there. A little piece back there in the corner. All right, and then the moss we held back earlier, kind of take some of that. Some of it'll stay, some of it'll fall. Stuff it in some of the crevices here. Help give a little design appeal. Spray down. See if there's something else I feel like it's missing. Now, for the first month with most any terrarium, really, you're going to go through what's called a mold phase. Usually, the first month you'll get a little bit of mold. We're going to add springtails though, and those will definitely help counteract that. Usually, after the first month, that big mold stage kind of wears down. It's just a matter of the wood needing to get used to being wet and no longer dried out. Yeah, put some springtails in there. Trying to cut this little fat, and we're going to be mad that I took something from it. There you go. Temperate springtails here. The calcium bearing clay substrate. So tap a little bit out. I don't want to steal too much from stuff I'm selling, so let's take a little from each of them. All right. Then I would usually add isopods at this point too, but because I like to let my customers decide which isopods they want to add to them, I generally just put the setup up for sale and on my table. So get the doors back on. Actually, we'll get the glass cleaned off here real quick. Get one more good hose down. The more and more you water it, you'll start seeing the drainage layer fill up with some water. Perfectly fine. You start seeing the drainage layer get a little overburdened with water. It could be maybe you need to cut back on how much water you're adding in or the frequency. You can also, if you needed to drain some of the water out, you can get yourself like a little airline tubing and just kind of squeeze it down in the corner somewhere you could find a spot and siphon some out. Not something you usually have to do as long as you are watering appropriately. Well set.
Yes. These two, that one, and then
just the one substrate?
Just the one substrate.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, I don't have employees to help do all this stuff for me. So I gotta do it myself. We're also streaming. You cash your card. I'm gonna be able to do a card. Sorry about that, folks. Just had to do a little card sale. All right. So we got that all sprayed down. We're about to squeegee out some of the water. I use tap water, and for me, I've got really hard water, so I definitely would leave water spots all in my tank if I'm squeegee them off. Preemptive cleaning. All right. Get the doors back on. I think it's all set. And these doors are really simple to put on. Just reverse the motion you did. Take them off. Put them into the top first. Lift up, and then set them into the bottom. I'll show you on this one. Put them into the top first. Definitely makes it a lot easier to work on these tanks sometimes, especially if you're really doing an intricate stone background you sprayed yourself. And just find the bottom hole, and it's all set. So go ahead and put that guy over here. Appreciate those who stayed around and checked it out. For now, I gotta get back to work. Stay busy, y'all.